Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Meteorologist Joey Ansley here and got you your latest forecast on a Monday. Still be weather aware for the next 2 or so days. We are favored for some increasing chances of rain and storms again. Still a little bit uncertainty. We'll keep eyes on the radar where storms pop. Late, we are included a marginal to slight risk of isolated to scattered severe storms, mainly for damaging winds. Some damaging wind and large hail potential does exist tomorrow as well. For today's storms, it's more conditional. Weather folk say conditional. If storms pop, they could quickly go severe, but there are some things holding back the rain potential today. But Tuesday looks to be a more favorable for us, likely rain day, and there will be a risk of heavy and excessive rain again for Tuesday. So again, we did have a few days with a break, but Tuesday could be a pretty rainy day with locally some excessive rain again. This does include today and tonight too. Marginal risk of excessive rain, that's for local flash flooding. Again, so for the next 2 days, be weather aware, keep eyes on streams and rivers. The ground is already probably quite saturated for a number of areas. Western areas favored for the first round of potential storms, but there are numerous rounds we'll have to watch through Tuesday until our main front, our next cold front, drops through sometime late Tuesday or early Wednesday. Fly Saver forecast, it starts at home, Chicago, up to high 90, and there's a risk of numerous severe storms out there. Areas near the Great Lakes, multiple rounds of damaging winds I'll have to keep eyes on. Highs low to upper 80s from Panhandle to Panhandle here, low near 70, chance of showers and storms. Eastern Panhandle, warming up to like mid to upper 80s today, chance of showers and storms, mid 60s tonight. Across our central areas, a low chance of showers and storms today, highs up near 90 to the west, lows near 70 tonight. And to the south, Huntington got you near 93. So within the next 2 days, be weather aware, rain and storms, dry midweek, and then our next round of potential showers for the weekend.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Live from West Virginia's capital city with news from across the state. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law, with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
Welcome into the 2 o'clock hour. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. We'll get to your phone calls and text at the bottom of the hour on Open Line West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK, or text 304-TALK-304. It's Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
It's a Monday afternoon. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Dave Allen in the host chair. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. Open Line West Virginia. After the bottom of the hour news break, 1-800-765-TALK. That is the phone number. You can text 304-TALK-304. While the cleanup continues in several areas of West Virginia, primarily in Upshur County, Lewis County, but also we don't want to forget about the folks in the St. Mary's area as well that were just hit hard by, in some cases, it was the wind, and they've now confirmed tornadoes on the ground, but of course the widespread flooding. And we are out and about, we meaning WVRC Media. On Friday, we had a huge event here on our parking lot, 1111 Virginia Street East, Charleston. Not to be outdone, those folks in Morgantown and Martinsburg are getting in on the act as well. We're going to go to Morgantown first. Talk to the lovely and talented Rachelle. How you doing, Rachelle? Good afternoon.
Doing wonderful. Good afternoon.
And you got James with you from Titan, right?
I do.
All right.
How are you today, sir?
I am doing fine. James, talk about why this is, James Sanders, talk about why this is important for Titan to be involved in this.
It's really about giving back to the community. It's neighbors helping neighbors. We started this with WVRC Media back when they had the hurricane in North Carolina, and then last year when McDowell County was flooded, and now we've moved up, unfortunately, to the middle of West Virginia. It's a matter of time before the Morgantown, Mon County, Marion County, Preston County area gets hit with one of these. So it's neighbors helping neighbors, and you never know when we're going to need a helping hand next.
And Rachelle, you guys are at the Suncrest Mall, and you got there early this morning. How's it been up there?
It's been good. We're in the Suncrest Town Center in between the old Bartini Prime and the Kroger gas station. And, right off the bat at 7 o'clock this morning, we started getting stuff in. We've already sent one truckload of water out, and we have another truckload almost full.
That's the good stuff right there. When you know that you started an event at 7 o'clock, and we saw it in Charleston last week. We started ours at 8 in Charleston last week. And, 7:30, 7:45, they're out there putting up tents in the parking lot, and here comes some trucks in with people wanting to help out. That's the good stuff right there.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah, it is. James, I want to go back to you with Titan here for a moment. You guys are such great community partners. As you mentioned, we love working with you and some other things. Want to give a big shout out to Huntington Bank. More on them coming up a little bit later on. But you guys have had trucks on the road, and whenever we have an issue, you guys are always there to help out.
Yeah, absolutely. We love to help out. We love having partners like WVRC Media, who's always there. You know, your guys' moniker is simply we live here too, and you guys live by that. And it's awesome to be a part of an organization who believes in West Virginia and West Virginia's community.
And I want to talk about Huntington Bank. You know, Chad and those folks at Huntington Bank are matching a lot of the donations. That's a very important part of it too, Rachelle.
Yes, they're going to match up to $25,000 in donations.
And you can go to our website if you're not in the Morgantown area, and we're going to go talk to Rona in Martinsburg here in just a little bit. But if you're not in either one of those areas today, you can go to WVMetroNews.com or any of our stations' websites, and there is a tab on there that you can easily click on, and you can make your donations there. But I tell you, guys, what we saw here in Charleston on Friday afternoon and Friday morning into the afternoon was unbelievable. And I've told the story. We had a gentleman that pulled up, and he literally had a single broom. You know, he went down to the dollar store and he bought it. He said, "I'm sorry. I wish I could give more. This is all I can give." We thanked him. 2 minutes later, a van pulls in, guys, like a cargo van loaded to the gills with cleaning supplies, bottled water, things of that nature. That's what we do here in West Virginia.
Absolutely. And I had commented earlier, it's interesting because you can almost tell people who have been personally affected by flooding in the past by what they donate.
Mm-hmm.
Fans, dehumidifiers, things, you think cleaning supplies, you think paper towels, Clorox wipes, that type of thing. But all of the things,
Yeah.
you need all of the things.
Well, and I think, too, it's important to note is that depending on how far removed you are from the event, which, was last Tuesday, the needs change. Immediately, in 24 hours, these are the big needs. 48 hours, these are the
Correct.
big needs. So what are the big needs right now, guys?
So the biggest thing right now is the waters have started or are down. They're back to below flood stage. But cleanup now for the next 3 weeks is going to be crucial because you have some homes, especially in the western area, that had up to 7 foot of water in the houses. So, think about it. If you have a house, the average single-story house is probably 12 foot at the most. So you're talking 3/4 of the way up the house filled with water. So you're talking you got to do a complete gut, a complete cleaning and bleaching to get rid of the mold and stuff. So the next 3 to 4 weeks is going to be strictly cleanup and recovery.
Yeah, and it's, when you talk, and like our Jeff Jenkins spent the day up there on Friday, and he checked in with us a couple times with live reports from up there, and he just said, one of my buddies up there lives in Buchanan, but is helping out in Weston, and he just said, people just don't understand the amount of devastation that has gone there, particularly in the Weston area right now. It's unbelievable.
You're talking people have lost everything. I have a buddy who's a contractor in Weston, and his 2 sons both lost their mobile homes. They went floating down the river. Imagine that. It's complete devastation, and words can't describe it, and pictures don't do it justice.
Yeah. Again, we're talking with James Sanders, the president and owner of Titan Roofing, along with Rachelle Beatty from WVRC Media Charleston. How long are you guys going to be out there?
We're going to be here until 6 o'clock this evening.
All right, and of course, a lot of your favorite WVRC media personalities are out there as well. And talk about, I don't know whether you guys did this or not, but we got a big a big helping hand here from the folks at the West Virginia Festivals Association. They came out here. They were out here with us starting about 7:30 on Friday morning. The fairs and festivals folks, and they manned the tents when sometimes you know how it is in radio. You can't always have people out there because you get things, especially when you're at your place like we are here. You got to have, you got to run back inside and do this. They were out there. Have you had that kind of help out there, Rachelle?
Thankfully, we have Titan here.
Okay,
They're definitely that helping hand for us.
But the one thing we have had, like we had people from Waynesburg, Pennsylvania, which is about 45 minutes north of us. They brought down 2 whole skids full of water, 84 Lumber and a gas and oil company up there. So our neighbors from Pennsylvania are down here helping. We have other small businesses that have stopped by to help, to lend a helping hand. It truly is neighbors helping neighbors.
Yeah, we had that here in Charleston. We had a couple of folks that came over on their lunch hour and said, look, we heard you guys on the radio, and we took up a collection here in the office, and they brought us some cash. Something else I think that we try to give the list of everything that's needed, but something that's very important, guys, is, are masks. Because floods are just nasty. I mean, people if you've never gone through one, you don't understand how toxic it can be. So some good N95 masks can certainly go a long way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you guys are going to be out there until 6 is that what you said, Rachelle? 6?
6 o'clock this evening in the Suncrest Town Center, in between the old Bartini Prime and the Kroger gas station.
All right. James Sanders of Titan Roofing, thank you so much for everything that you're doing, and we appreciate the partnership that WVRC Media has with you folks. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir, and thank you guys for getting it out on the air.
All right, Rachelle, always a pleasure to talk to you. We'll talk again soon because we're going to do this tomorrow in Clarksburg, so we'll have to get it. So is that going to be you? Or are you doing that, or do I have to? We deal with somebody else tomorrow?
I think that'll be somebody else, but I will confirm that for you.
All right. I'll check back with you after the show. Thanks a lot,
right,
guys. Rachelle Beatty
Thank you.
and James Sanders. Again, James Sanders, the president and owner of Titan Roofing. Rachelle Beatty from WVRC Media. Let's head out to the Panhandle now, where the equally lovely and talented Rona is with us right now to get a check-in on things there. Rona, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Dave. It is, it's been fun. This has been really great, just connecting with people. And what we're seeing is, before we even got set up, there was a guy who was like, here, and opened up his car trunk, and there were just supplies on supplies on supplies. He brought diapers, and that just, people don't think of diapers in a situation like this. And so it's been really heartwarming to connect with all the people in the Panhandle and see generationally, like grandmothers coming with their grandchildren and showing them what it means to give back and to help out like that. This is wonderful. It is really wonderful to see people do so much to help.
Now, you folks are at CMA's Toyota, is that right?
Yes, it's CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and also CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, both in the same place. And so they've been our partner with this, and they have a spot set up right in the front of the store. So you walk in the showroom and you see this big pile of donations that are continuing to grow, which is great.
You talked about the grandparents bringing their grandkids, and they're showing them the importance of helping out your neighbors. Give us some other stories of things that you have seen up there since you guys have been up there pretty much all day.
Yeah, so one of my favorites, a lady came by also with her daughter, and, we started unloading the truck, and she says, yeah, I'm sorry, I wish I could bring more. It's just, I had to work, and I had to this, and I'm like, she had 4 boxes of things that she brought to us and said, I just wish I could do more. One lady said, her name is Donna, and she said, that's what we're put here for, is to help each other.
Absolutely.
And I was like, okay, I'm just going to be in the fields then,
100%. We're talking to Rona, and again, the big events going on up in Martinsburg where we're collecting these donations for the flood victims. Now, how long are you guys going to be out there?
No, the collections will go on till 5
until
at
5.
CMA.
Okay, till 5 o'clock. And so you can drive here listening to us on one of the stations in that area. You can, if you get off work, you got time to go there. And even if you don't, we've been trying to to drive people to all the stations' websites up there. And, of course, the news site as well, WVMetroNews.com, because we make it real simple that you can just go on there and you can click and make your donations that way.
Yep, and we're going to make sure that donations that are collected here all go towards the match with Huntington Bank. We're so excited about that, just to know that they're doing so much and stepping up to help out this wonderful this cause, because we're all working really hard. We've all seen and been listening and just seeing the devastation, and we want to do what we can do to help. And so, you talked about people bringing things that you don't think of, like the masks. Someone brought an air mattress, and you're thinking, right. Why, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Right. Yeah.
People are bringing pet food because that's on our list. And again, it's wonderful to feed us, and also think of the people that have had to get their dogs and cats and animals out of harm's way when the floods came through, and, just grabbed them and went. So they need to be fed too. So there's some really wonderful folks and businesses that have come through. One of them at Shepherdstown Pharmacy came through, and they brought a couple of things, and, brooms, and, it's just the gloves, everything. I'm just so overwhelmed with what we're seeing here.
Well, and I'll tell you something that we saw here in Charleston. I know you guys have got similar events, similar stories out of Martinsburg and in Morgantown. We were talking to Rachelle and James earlier. We had a lady who is on city council here in Charleston that just showed up with us on Friday, and we were talking about, well, how are we going to get all this stuff up there? Because we had so much that came in at one time. We just didn't have the manpower to try to, load it on the trucks at that particular moment. We're thinking, because we know that the folks at Titan Roofing have been helping us out, but until we can, arrange for them to get the items to the flood victims, what are we going to do? She said, my nephew has a transport company. He'll be over this afternoon. And lo and behold, the young man shows up with his buddy around 12 or 1 o'clock, and next thing I know, they're headed to Buchanan. They just took off work that day and put everything else aside just to make this run for us. I mean, that's the heart of West Virginia right there, Rona.
It really is, and people are doing this. There was one couple. The guy who came, he said, I'm from Summersville. This hit really hard. I just had to do this. You know what I mean? People, it's just a drive inside that shows how much West Virginians care for each other. So, like, when we say West Virginia is strong, you see it. You see it in all of these stories, and the heart that people have for each other. Like, a guy taking off work and bringing his buddy and driving it to Buchanan.
It doesn't get much better than that. And we had several stories similar to that here in Charleston. I know Rachelle had them in Morgantown. I know you've seen it up in the Panhandle as well. And a big shout out to the folks at the Toyota and the Chevy dealership there, CMAs, because without those sponsors like that, and there's one in every drive that we do, without 2 or 3 of those folks, we can't do what we do.
Absolutely. And they just, have opened their doors, and some people come up and put the supplies in the hands of the people that are working at CMAs. And those guys have been lugging in boxes as well. They're in the effort. I'm grateful, and I think I'm a little bit overwhelmed by it.
Well, we had one of our folks. I think you know this Scott fellow, right? Logan Scott, something like that. Are you familiar with him?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, well, we stole him away. He's down here in Charleston now, but of course he helps out with all of our stations. But he commandeered one of the vans and was headed to Buchanan. I think earlier I just saw on social media during the break that he just pulled out of here and he's headed to Buchanan with a bunch of the stuff that we were able to get that we were able to gather here in Charleston on Friday.
Amazing. Yeah, I've heard Charleston was really crazy.
Yeah.
Like the people were just immediately showed up and gave and poured their hearts and their time and, popped by stores. One lady said to us, "Oh, I heard you say socks, bring socks." This lady must have cleared out the Walmart sock section because she says, "There's men, there's women, there's kids. Take what you need."
Yeah.
It brought us. It's stuff like that people are taking this to heart and being so, great, just gracious and giving. And I'm not sure I have the right words. That's what I think, Dave.
Well, Rona, I'll say this: anytime that you can anytime that you can cause anybody that does what we do for a living, if you can cause them to lose their words and not be able to come up with their words, we've probably done something. I just realized that this is the first time that you have ever, I think, been on the air with me.
I know. How was that?
I don't know. How about this? How about we'll find something for you. It'll be Dave and Rona. We'll do a segment once a week. We'll figure something out. How's that?
Okay. Hey, I'm into it. I look forward to it.
All right. Rona, get back out there to work. I appreciate you taking time out of the schedule to be here with us today. Thanks a lot.
Of course. I got to shout out everybody here in Martinsburg and our whole team. Everybody's jumped in. It's been amazing. Thank you for having us on. And, right back at it. I'm rolling back into CMAs right now.
All right. Thanks a lot. That is Rona. And, again, they have set up shop at CMAs, Toyota, and Chevy. They're in the Martinsburg area, and they are collecting items just like Charleston did on Friday and just like Morgantown is currently doing up at the Suncrest Town Center, and just like we're going to do at Clarksburg tomorrow at our radio stations up there. And, again, thank you to you. I mean, because we say it all the time, but without the greatest listeners in the world, we would not be able to do what we do. We have the power of the radio transmitters and the websites and the apps and so on and so forth, but we got to have buy-in from you. And anytime that we do an event like this, you folks really, whether it's here, we saw it in Greenbrier County, we've seen it in North, South, Eastern West Virginia, you guys come all out, and we appreciate you very much. All right, we'll take a break, and we will come back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Of course, the LVAD was brought into my life because I had a severe heart attack in November of 2024. And then I entered into congestive heart failure.
Where he was in the course, we really had to go towards an LVAD.
At that point, I was committed. At that point, I wanted to get better, and I wanted to see what this machine was going to do for me.
With this therapy, he's thriving, doing well. And not only is he living, he's thriving.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
For over 20 years, Dan Cava Toyota World has been more than a dealership. We're family-owned, community-focused, and committed to taking care of our customers long after the sale. Our commitment doesn't stop when you drive off the lot. With factory-trained technicians and a service team you can trust, we're here to keep your vehicle running at its best for years to come. So when it's time to get your next vehicle, choose the dealership that's been serving the community for generations. Visit Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Looking for a show that talks about everything? You found it.
By the way, I'm really happy to talk about this as opposed to Ryan's opinion that being a sports fan is a bad thing.
He said that it kept him from being stressed about it, not that it was a bad thing. They didn't have the stress. And, I mean, I've seen you pace.
Yeah, you're only 30 and you look like that.
So true.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Welcome back to the show. 228 Metro News Midday, heard all over the great state of West Virginia. Great radio stations like WJLS in Beckley, WCHS, our flagship here in Charleston, WKMZ Clarksburg, WD&E in Elkins, WKLP in Kaiser, WVW Logan, WEPM Martinsburg, WAJR Morgantown, WSLW White Sulphur Springs, and WKKX and WVLY in Wheeling. Now, we were talking about the drives collecting the flood donations that we are doing in Martinsburg and also Morgantown. I do want to remind you that tomorrow we will be in Clarksburg. The station's up there. The address is 91 Radio Park Drive in Mount Clair, 10 till 4 tomorrow. And again, the same type items that we collected in Charleston, Martinsburg, and Morgantown. That's what you folks in Clarksburg have an opportunity to drop us off tomorrow. Pretty much cleaning supplies, non-perishable items, masks. Don't sleep on the pet food, man. You got to have the pet food, things like that. Drop it off tomorrow, 10 till 4, 91 Radio Park Drive in Mount Clair. And again, we'll check in with the folks that are handling that one coming up on tomorrow's show. Let's get to some Open Line West Virginia. We'll do that after the bottom of the hour break. West Virginia and Points Beyond. What is on your mind? You can call or text me. 800-765-TALK. That's the phone number, 1-800-765-8255. Or text 304-TALK-304. It's Metro News Midday. And now we'll go to the Metro News Anchor Desk for a check of local news. You're listening to Midday on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Meteorologist Joey Ansley here, and got you your latest forecast on a Monday. Still be weather aware for the next 2 or so days. We are favored for some increasing chances of rain and storms again. Still a little bit uncertainty. We'll keep eyes on the radar where storms pop. Late, we are included a marginal to slight risk of isolated to scattered severe storms, mainly for damaging winds. Some damaging wind and large hail potential does exist tomorrow as well. For today's storms, it's more conditional. Weather folk say conditional. If storms pop, they could quickly go severe, but there are some things holding back the rain potential today. But Tuesday looks to be a more favorable for us, likely rain day, and there will be a risk of heavy and excessive rain again for Tuesday. So again, we did have a few days with a break, but Tuesday could be a pretty rainy day with locally some excessive rain again. This does include today and tonight too. Marginal risk of excessive rain, that's for local flash flooding. Again, so for the next 2 days, be weather aware, keep eyes on streams and rivers. The ground is already probably quite saturated for a number of areas. Western areas favored for the first round of potential storms, but there are numerous rounds we'll have to watch through Tuesday until our main front, our next cold front, drops through sometime late Tuesday or early Wednesday. Fly Saver forecast, it starts at home, Chicago, up to high 90, and there's a risk of numerous severe storms out there. Areas near the Great Lakes, multiple rounds of damaging winds I'll have to keep eyes on. Highs low to upper 80s from Panhandle to Panhandle here, low near 70, chance of showers and storms. Eastern Panhandle, warming up to like mid to upper 80s today, chance of showers and storms, mid 60s tonight. Across our central areas, a low chance of showers and storms today, highs up near 90 to the west, lows near 70 tonight. End of the south, Huntington got you near 93. So within the next 2 days, be weather aware, rain and storms, dry midweek, and then our next round of potential showers for the weekend.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Looking for a show that talks about everything? You found it.
By the way, I'm really happy to talk about this as opposed to Ryan's opinion that being a sports fan is a bad thing.
He said that it kept him from being stressed about it, not that it was a bad thing. They didn't have the stress. And, I mean, I've seen you pace.
Yeah, you're only 30 and you look like that.
So true. So
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. 26 away from 3 o'clock. Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit SalangoLaw.com. Dave Allen in the host chair, and Ryan Nicholson, Stephanie Pauly are our producers today. Open line West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK. That's the phone number. You can text 304-TALK-304. And unfortunately, not the news that a lot of people want to hear, including yours truly, but Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes tells all of us that we could be looking at some more severe weather tomorrow. Now, unlike last week, when it seems that most areas of the state got it late afternoon, early evening, this looks like it's going to be an overnight to night event into early tomorrow morning and then spreading across the state of West Virginia. Primary threat seems to be, and again, not what we want to hear in some areas, but heavy rain, high winds, and things of that nature. So we'll keep a close eye on that. We'll be checking in, I'm sure, tomorrow, as he called it. This morning, I passed him in the hall, and he said, yep, tomorrow's going to be a significant weather day. I think that's weather talk for it's going to get bad tomorrow. So we'll be checking in with Brian, I'm sure, on the network several times during the shows tomorrow. Hopefully, we do not have a repeat of what we had last week. That's the last thing with those poor folks in Weston, Buchanan, and other areas need right now. But I will tell you this, it's an opportunity to remind you that you need to download the Metro News Television app if you haven't already. You should already have it because of all the other fine programs that are on there. But download the Metro News Television app and follow Brian and his team of meteorologists there and also on social media as well. 1-800-765-TALK, text 304-TALK-304. And a quick reminder about our two events going on as we speak in Morgantown and in Martinsburg. CMH Toyota Chevy in Martinsburg. That's where Rona is posted up today. And then Rachelle and James Sanders from Titan Roofing, they are in Morgantown at the Suncrest Town Center there. So if you get an opportunity, stop by after work and kind of help those folks out. I'm sure they would appreciate it. Tomorrow, 91 Radio Park Drive in Mount Clair outside Parkersburg, and they'll be there tomorrow between 10 and 4 looking for pretty much those same items that we've been telling you about over the last couple of days. And again, I'll say one more thing. I'll gush on our listeners one more time, and then that's it. You guys are the greatest. I mean, what you contributed here in Charleston on Friday and what you have done so far today in Martinsburg and in Morgantown, and I know what you're going to do in Clarksburg tomorrow, we certainly do appreciate you. Let's get to some text. Text is pleasantly surprised at the Republicans for beginning to take responsibility for all the predators among their ranks. Good luck getting all the way to the top, guys. My thoughts and prayers are with you. Reference, of course, to Delegate Elliott Pritt, and I do want to let you know that his appearance in federal court was supposed to be, I think originally it was at 2. That's what Jeff Jenkins tells me. That's now been moved to 3:30. And keep in mind that this is a federal court proceeding, so no video, no audio. I mean, we're going to be covering it. We'll have it on air and online, WVMetroNews.com, and on our stations as well. But that's the way that it works in federal court. No perp walk, as they call it. And we also do want to say that there is a presumption of innocence here. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So let's keep that in mind. He is due in court, though. That has been changed to now 3:30 this afternoon from what we understand. Text, if Delegate Pritt is found guilty of what he's accused of, I say he deserves all the punishment he can get. However, I think it's just what I just said. Let's remember everyone is innocent until proven guilty, according to a texter. Booking question. All right, we'll let the booking department handle that. Text says, listening to TJ earlier, TJ will never be a billionaire with his financial lifestyle. Billionaires take out loans and pay off loans and refinance loans and pay off loans with loans. It's loans all the way with the upper wealthy class, says the texter. I read that to TJ, and he said, I don't want to be a billionaire. Text, McConnell is a vegetable far worse than Biden was. He's on the weekend at Bernie's only to keep Massey from running as an independent. Even in death, Mitch is still playing the game, says a texter. Hey, Dave, how was the big giant Kroger in South Charleston? I made a post on social media on Saturday, I guess it was. My wife and I had to do some grocery shopping. I told her, and for those that don't know in the other parts of the state, we got the biggest Kroger ever in South Charleston. Kroger Marketplace, first one in West Virginia. And so I told her we needed, as I said, do some grocery shopping. I said, so let's go out and grab some breakfast somewhere. Always a good idea before you go grocery shopping. And let's hit up the new Kroger in South Charleston. It was big. It was big. And it wasn't terribly crowded when we were there. Also, of course, we're early risers. We were there at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. It's big. It's a big old Kroger store. It's big. Text, so the Republicans are ready to hang Delegate Pritt at the courthouse square, but yet will not call out the pedophile in chief. It's sad. Text, that was in reference to the guest that we had on earlier, John DeRice, the new executive director of the Sparrows Pregnancy Center for Women. Texter talking about how the Gabriel Project provides similar services in Kanawha and Putnam counties. That's actually a nationwide project. I knew they did a lot in southern West Virginia as well. And Text says, I hate the phrase fallen woman. Hope it was a slip up. I didn't catch Jonda using that term. I'm not saying she didn't. I just did not. I did not catch it. Text says, Dave, knowing how to start fires with sticks is impressive, too. It is. Very talking to the gentleman from the Navy who's part of the Scout Jamboree, and they were talking about all the AI and all the tech that they're doing there now, and I'm thinking I'm a kid of the 70s, and we were trying to start fires with sticks when I was in Scouts. I didn't actually make it through Scouts. Told the story in the air before. I got in a little trouble at Scout camp. I stole a motorcycle. And now, hold on now. I didn't actually steal it, okay? We went, when I was, I don't know how old I was, 9, 10 years old, we went away to Boy Scout camp, and they had everything set up like classes. So like your first period, if you want to think about it, was crafts. Second might be swimming. Third was, rope tying. One of the things was motorcycle safety, and this was an era when mini bikes were a big deal. Those of you that are Gen Xers, you know what I'm talking about. And they're almost coming back in form with these e-bikes. And they told us, they said, we're going to ride motorcycles on Wednesday. We're going to start our motorcycle training. Nobody's to get on the bikes till then. Well, me and some kid named Clark, and I don't even know who Clark was. He was from another county. We decided on our lunch break to take the motorcycles out. And we didn't steal them. We just went joyriding. Yeah, that got a call to my mom to come get your son from Scout Camp. Kind of led me down that path, I guess. Led me in the path of media. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text, God bless you all for what you've done to help the flood victims. Well, I mean, we kind of take that we live here too thing seriously that you hear at the top of every hour. But look, it's not just us. As I said, we're just the ones that have the microphones. All right, there's so many different people that are out there helping. And there's so many people you will never know about. The neighbors. I mean, these stories that we hear from, and I cannot get this one out of my head, from Buchanan last week when an elderly woman was on a hill and watching basically everything that she had flooding, and the first responders tried to get to her, and she says, I'm fine. I'm up on this hill. I'm not going anywhere. Go check on my neighbors. I mean, that's West Virginia right there. Text says the Navy likes Scouts because they're already able to tie knots. This is an excellent recruiting opportunity for the Navy, which is not a bad thing. Several members of my family served, including my kid's dad, who served 20 years. I was a 15-year Navy wife, says the texter. Thanks for covering the flooding in Weston, too. We've kind of gotten forgotten about. Text, everybody hates big government until they get flooded. Then they want money from D.C. 1-800-765-TALK. That's the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304-243. We'll take a break and come back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
For over 20 years, Dan Cava Toyota World has been more than a dealership. We're family-owned, community-focused, and committed to taking care of our customers long after the sale. Our commitment doesn't stop when you drive off the lot. With factory-trained technicians and a service team you can trust, we're here to keep your vehicle running at its best for years to come. So when it's time to get your next vehicle, choose the dealership that's been serving the community for generations. Visit Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Of course, the LVA was brought into my life because I had a severe heart attack in November of 2024. And then I entered into congestive heart failure.
Where he was in the course, we really had to go towards an LVAD.
At that point, I was committed. At that point, I wanted to get better, and I wanted to see what this machine was going to do for me.
With this therapy, he's thriving, doing well. And not only is he living, he's thriving.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows for Talk Line on Metro News Television. Sports Line on Metro News Television.
I was sitting with a guy last night, and he said, all right, I'm going to go put $1,000 on it. Well, down the stretch of that ball game, he's looking at us like, are you kidding me? Sure enough, the Mountaineers came back. I saw him today. He said, yep, I'm putting another $1,000 on them tomorrow.
Welcome back to the show. 13 away from 3 on a Monday afternoon. It is Metro News Midday. Open line West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK. Text 304-TALK 304. Texas Happy Barbie in a Blender Day. And texter goes on to explain it was originated from a 1997 art photography series by Tom Forsyth that criticized consumer culture and the objectification of women, which led to a major legal battle over free speech. I've had a lot of different greetings and other things hurled my way, but never Happy Barbie in a Blender Day. But they even sent a picture. I actually remember that. You know, it is interesting that TJ talked about savings and whatnot during his commentary. If you haven't had a chance to listen to it, go to the website, wvmetronews.com or TJ's social media, and you can check it out there. Had an interesting discussion with him during the noon hour about that. It just so happened that I did not know yesterday afternoon that TJ was going to write about that. And then I'm scrolling social media at one point yesterday, and something just popped up in my feed, and I liked it so much that I decided to save it, to show it, and later to send it to TJ. But knowing that, not knowing at the time he was going to write about this, and it was just a little list of this is from Well Kept Wallet, is the name of the site. It's what normal consumption should look like. Now, I'm going to read a couple of these, and I am not sitting in judgment on anybody else. I just found it was interesting. This is what normal consumption should look like, according to Well Kept Wallet. Driving your car for 10 plus years, cooking at home most nights, living below your means, packing your lunch, keeping your phone for years, buying used when possible, brewing coffee at home, re-wearing clothes and shoes. And it goes on to finish saying, normal consumption is quietly building wealth while everyone else is financing their lifestyle. And I saved that on my phone because I thought it was pretty interesting. Now, and again, I'm not sitting in judgment on anybody. Driving your car for 10 plus years, they make cars today to last longer than they ever have. I purchased a new vehicle in January, and without going into too much detail, the make and model of the car lets me know that barring some catastrophic calamity, I should be able to keep that vehicle for 10 years, and I plan on it. Cooking at home most nights, yep. That would be my wife that does 99.9% of the cooking. I do most of the dishwashing. We do that. Living below your means, I think so. Packing your lunch, I do it every day. The necessity of the job leads to that, though, more than anything else. Keeping your phone for years, I get a new phone when the other one dies. And I went with my last phone, I went for about 6 months where it had to be charged constantly. Would not, it had to be plugged in at all times. And I refused to get another one and this one that I have now, I will keep this phone until it dies. Buying used when possible, to a certain extent, yes. Brewing coffee at home, do it every day. Although I do meet my former boss for coffee every Monday morning. We take turns buying, but the other days, the coffee gets brewed at my house. It actually gets brewed at my house that day, too. We just meet for one cup of coffee. Re-wearing clothes and shoes as best I can, but, weight and everything like that. So, anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Tex says, hey, Dave, did I see there was a big pig walking around the downtown of one of the towns in your home county? That was making the rounds yesterday. Don't hate, don't judge. But yes, there was some sort of a pig-like critter walking the streets of Man in Logan County. And actually later on in the week, I have scheduled, I think on Thursday, to have the mayor of Man, John Feckety, on to talk about an event that they're doing this weekend. So I'll ask him. But yes, right in downtown Man yesterday afternoon, there was just a pig walking down the street. 1-800-765-TALK, text 304-TALK 304. Text, I was driving north of the Turnpike right next to 48 when I saw electronic signs giving directions to the Bechtel Summit Preserve Boy Scout Jamboree. You would think any Boy Scout worth a uniform would be able to find the place without directions. It's been in sharp decline since they let girls join. Well, I think I don't know if that's for the Boy Scouts because most of them aren't driving. I think it's more for let people in the area know about it, I think. Text says, Dave, I hear all these politicians calling for Pritt to resign. Where were these same people when Trump was convicted of sexual abuse and they all voted for him? Sick people. Text, more and more people are speaking out against flock cameras. Both Republicans and Democrats wonder if the city of Huntington and the mayor will listen. So where the Cabell County Commission has gone on record as speaking against flock cameras. And I wonder how much of this, and the texter's right, it's Republicans and Democrats, and two of the county commissioners are Republican. I'm not sure if all three are, but I know two are. They're saying no. And the mayor of Huntington, who's been on this show, good friend, full disclosure, is a Republican. He's all for him. Text Dave, want to know where is the $2 billion in infrastructure funds that were voted on by Congress when Biden was president? We want our funds. All these storms and wars, says the texter, people better get right with the Lord. Text went to a pizza restaurant, wanted to give tip to worker, was told they couldn't accept cash. Had to be by card only. Yeah, I don't know about that. Any text that says you don't have to read this on air, I will read it first and then possibly come back and read it. 2:53, we'll take a break and come back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
For over 20 years, Dan Cava Toyota World has been more than a dealership. We're family-owned, community-focused, and committed to taking care of our customers long after the sale. Our commitment doesn't stop when you drive off the lot. With factory-trained technicians and a service team you can trust, we're here to keep your vehicle running at its best for years to come. So when it's time to get your next vehicle, choose the dealership that's been serving the community for generations. Visit Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Of course, the LVA was brought into my life because I had a severe heart attack in November of 2024. And then I entered into congestive heart failure.
Where he was in the course, we really had to go towards an LVAD.
At that point, I was committed. At that point, I wanted to get better, and I wanted to see what this machine was going to do for me.
With this therapy, he's thriving, doing well. And not only is he living, he's thriving.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Looking for a show that talks about everything? You found it.
By the way, I'm really happy to talk about this as opposed to Ryan's opinion that being a sports fan is a bad thing.
He said that it kept him from being stressed about it, not that it was a bad thing. They didn't have the stress. And, I mean, I've seen you pace.
Yeah, you're only 30 and you look like that.
So true. So
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Welcome back to the show. 3 minutes away from 3 o'clock. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the man who provided the yodel on the Price is Right's Cliffhangers gang.
What?
Game, I should say. Not gang.
Gotcha.
Did you know that was called the Cliffhangers gang? Everybody just calls it the yodel gang.
I had no idea. No idea.
It's called the Cliffhangers gang.
Once again, if people only knew what we talk about in the breaks.
So Weekly and I apparently were at this new Super Kroger in South Charleston like an hour apart on Saturday morning. But only one of the two of us, escaped without injury because the other one cut his arm.
Cut my arm.
Now, in
the store.
Can you make up some good story like you were saving a group of children from something or?
No.
Okay.
Forgot the beer.
And you went back and cut your arm.
And put all the stuff that was in the getting ready to be priced and paid for, threw it all back into the cart, and somewhere between there and the beer, cut my arm.
You just cut it in the air, like on oxygen or something?
I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe I grabbed the beer or pushed in my excitement.
Were you bleeding profusely? Was this like a serious
No,
injury?
but there was enough blood that it was noticeable.
Okay.
It was like if I came towards you and said, "Hey, buddy," blah, 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 you would back up
and
because, I'm not talking to you. You're bleeding, my man.
You're squirting blood. And then, of course, the employees of Kroger are all going, "Hey, that radio guy? He came in here to buy beer, and he was bleeding all over the place."
That place is so big. The one guy asked, "Where's the beer?" He didn't know. He didn't know. He worked there.
Yeah. Just look, if anybody says anything, just tell them you're Dale Cooper. That's what I do. I just say, yes, I'm on the radio. Yes, I cut myself buying beer. My name is Dale Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't have time for you. Sorry. But hotline's coming up on many of the same Metro News stations. Hey, I'm not the one that cut my arm buying beer in the Super Kroger.
I had to tell a story about it.
All right. See you later. Till then, have fun. Love somebody.